16 and 17.
And the boat and the airport.
That's right. That's right.
16 and 17.
16 and 17.
Second
Y'all should be prayed up anyway. You get on the airplane.
Oh, man.
And you see that you know, everybody on there that's wicked, they be like holding the seat. Man, they be scared. They don't want to die. Yeah. But y'all should be so prayed up that you're ready. You're ready, man. Hey, man, I did everything I
did. Ready to die.
Right.
Since I've been in this truth and understanding prayer,
right.
Every time I enter, you know how you walk down into the little hallway thing that leads to the plane? Yeah. I always touch that fiberglass. And I'll be praying as I'm walking through. Right. The pilot will be speaking to me, but I'm speaking in, I'm mumbling. Because, man, I know when we get up in that air, we ain't got nothing but the both sides. Man, you 30,000 feet in the air in a piece of fiberglass? My God.
Yeah.
I'll be touching that.
That's why the Most High says that. That's why the Most High says that fear is the betraying of your comfort. Right. You're not even supposed to be comfortable in this country, so you shouldn't be afraid. You should be like, well, hell, people jumping out movie theaters, shooting them up, and all kind of stuff like that. What am I afraid of?
The Most High is going to protect you.
Yeah,
it comes down to it. 2 Ezra 16 and 17.
That's crazy. That's all you got. Your faith now. Hold you in that airport.
Here we go. Read.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
Right, so Ezra's lost it a little bit right here. He got scared. That fear hit him all of a sudden. We ain't supposed to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Ezra's, the Most High is showing you in the scriptures that even his toughest prophets could get scared.
Had fear in them.
They had fear. Woe is me.
Even Christ.
You know what I mean?
He was drinking
even
his
your
wine.
house shot. Yeah, he had fear.
Tears of blood.
You know, keep going.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars. And the power shall stand in fear.
So it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginnings of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. Who are the powers?
The mountains of the earth.
The governments.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you look at Ecclesiastes 3, get that real quick for me. Ecclesiastes 3, time to live, time to kill, time, all those.
Man, that's a beautiful precept.
Yeah, I love it.
That's 3 in 1.
Yeah, get that.
I love that scripture in general.
Yeah, that's a beautiful precept.
It's a beautiful poem if you look at it like that.
It's a pastor. This pastor at my grandmother's funeral. He read that, but he
kept reading.
No, he read it, but he didn't go to the kill part. He stopped.
Yeah.
Time to bury it. I said, keep on reading, man. Keep on reading, man. Keep on reading, man. I was on my shoulders, keep reading. Don't stop, folks.
Don't stop.
He said, keep reading. Time to kill. I want to hear that part.
That's how the Christians do, man.
Don't stop right at up. Which is planted. Keep on going down. A little time to kill.
Trying to keep them boys feminized up there.
Exactly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Ecclesiastes 3:1.
Yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time, and to every purpose under heaven, under the heaven. A time to be born,
right,
and a time to die.
That's due to all of us. All right, we all gonna have that happen. Go ahead.
A time to plant.
We do that when we plant the truth. Come on.
And a time to pluck up that which was planted.
Come on.
A time to kill.
Time to kill. That's gonna happen too.
And a time to heal. A time to break down. And a time to build up.
Come on.
A time to weep.
Right.
And a time to laugh. Time to mourn. And a time to dance. And a time to cast away stones. And a time to gather stones together. And a time to embrace. And a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away.
Let's go.
And a time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Here it comes.
A time to life and a time to hate.
A time to love. Read that again.
And a time to hate.
A time to love and a time to hate.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
A time of war and a time of peace.
So I bring all that out because it was a precept from what we just read. But any of y'all ever seen the movie The Road? The Road. You seen that, right? The Road. Y'all check out that movie. You seen the Book of Eli?
Yeah, I seen that.
Well, The Road is more explicit than that one.
I'll tell you one
check out. Hold on. So when you watch The Road, it's gonna show a man and a boy who's trying to live and survive, and everything around them is just destroyed. They tell you it was a bright light they hit, and everything is dying. You know, you can't go get some plants out the ground, everything is dead. The trees are dead. There's earthquakes constantly rumbling. And then the men that you see, you can't trust because you don't know if they're trying to gang up on you and kill you because you got cannibals in the earth. Right? So it's the perfect movie for people to see, to recognize what the Most High is bringing. That's why when we read these things, a time to kill, time to love, time to hate, time to rent, time to sow, you know, time for war. So when that war comes, if that nuclear war, and it will come according to the Bible, it says when it comes, when that war comes, World War III comes, those of us that are left behind,
right,
we're going to have to deal with those tribulations. So just think of all the things that we have now. We have lights, we have water, we have cable, we take everything for granted. Right. The garbage, the wrappers that we use to eat chips, and take the bag, throw that away. Everything that we throw away, it's going to be worth something of value when this place go down and we out here scraping for anything. It's not going to be any food. Every house is going to be ransacked because people are all going to be doing the same thing. Looking for food. Up. You ain't going to have a place to stock up. It's going to be like, get your food and run. Yeah. You ain't going to want to sit still because people are going to be out to kill other people. You know what I'm saying? This is the time that people don't expect in America. Right? It's happening in other third world countries right now, but here in America, we used to being fat. We used to have everything: cars, you know, go to the fast food joint, eat something, go to the grocery store whenever you want to, get food. That's going to be over with. You know what I'm saying? So Ezra is speaking on what's coming, and when it comes, are you going to be ready for that if you're left behind? Are you going to be ready for that? You know what I mean? All it takes is for, and see, the reason why the United States is building nuclear missiles and guns and building up the security cyber systems is because they can't afford for this place to go down. If it goes down, look at all the people who are here. There's billions of people in the United States. They'll be like rats on top of rats.
They said the first 30 days is the worst.
Yeah.
Because the whole human population going to diminish by exponentially.
And right, and so like in Auschwitz, where they said they were burning people and putting them in the incinerators. What do you think is going to happen? Incinerators. What do you think is going to happen here?
The same thing.
So you got the military is going to round up people, and y'all think they're going to be coming to save you like FEMA, but over a period of time, the rations are going to start getting smaller and smaller.
And they're going to be putting you out to death.
And then they're going to put you to death, because if they let you just die based on you just rotting away, diseases are going to start. Exactly. So it'll be easier for you to get killed and put in an incinerator than for somebody to just let you live. So, you know, people are going to be running to FEMA. People are going to be running to the military.
For security.
Ain't that exactly right?
The scriptures say in your security.
When they say peace, there's peace. Right. And then there becomes sudden destruction.
Yeah, right. Scriptures say that.
Yeah. But I had a question. Now, when y'all read that scripture in Ecclesiastes, you didn't see the word fear. That's why the scriptures tell you to take everything cheerfully. The scriptures are telling you to be more so nonchalant about the things that happen in the world and just pay attention to what's going on in the scripture. Pay attention and walk circumspect according to what's going on in the world. But the scriptures never say that you should fear the things that befall you. Right. Because these things have to come to pass so that you can get to your kingdom.
That's why Ezra said, woe is me, Lord. He got fearful because he's seen that.
God.
They say peace.
Can
I bring something out based on what he said just now?
Go ahead.
It said, Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof, and will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and will be occupied in prophecies. So that's what you're going to be occupied with.
That's right.
You know, things come to pass.
Building up your works in heaven. Who gives a dang about right here?
Give me Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter and the last verse. That's the same thing you just said.
Who gives a dang about what's going on right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? You expect to get a reward in this life?
Ecclesiastes.
You ain't going to get no reward. The Most High is building that up. He's building that up for you in heaven, man.
3:22.
And so when he brings that to you, I mean, that's going to be the blessing that you have to withstand those travails coming on earth.
God.
What you got?
He got Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 22. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better,
Nothing better.
that a man should rejoice in his own works.
That a man should. So if you put if you focus and occupying your mind on the scriptures, this is the thing that you're going to rejoice in. And while you can't be rejoicing and fearful at the same time, because one will betray the other. You know, so that's why the scriptures say that we should rejoice in our work, so that when this end comes and the missiles drop, you're not afraid, but you're rejoicing because you know that no matter what, the Most High got you. You have faith. Right. Go ahead.
For that is his portion.
That is his portion. That's all you have in this life. That's your portion, is your works. Keep going.
For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
We have no idea what's coming after us. Unless it's in these scriptures, we never know. That's why we rejoice in the works of the scriptures that we try to do every day. Every time we wake a brother up, we rejoice in that.
Can I bring something real quick on that?
Let's stick to the,
okay.
Because I don't want to get too caught up on time. Let's go back to 19, verse 19.
Verse 19 and
Second Ezra. Second Ezra 16.
16, 19, I got you. Behold, the famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness.
Right, you're not going to be able to change. Those things are not going to be amended. Come on.
Because they conscience still with a hot iron. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, verse 20.
Verse 20. From the top. Verse 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Right, so you have to remind them, but they're not going to always be mindful. Go ahead, verse 21.
Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion.
What's going on now? I mean, when you go to the fast food joint, you can get what? Something for 99 cents. You get a whole meal. You get the crackhead special, I call it. Go to Church's Chicken, which is only in the black neighborhoods. Church's Chicken, and get that $1.99 special, right? You get your steroid chicken, right? And so you got these victuals on the earth. Things are getting cheaper. You got Amazon. You got all these different websites now. You can get things for wholesale now. You know what I mean? Cars even cheap. You can buy cars for cheap now.
Different amenities.
Yeah. So I mean, that's going on now. But all these other things are happening too at the same time.
It's just a distraction.
Yeah, it's confusion. Read on.
Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
So when it says perish of famine, what does that consist of?
Man.
We ain't got to get it, but in the book of Amos, chapter 8, it says that people will be famished for not having the word. Right? So it's going to be billions of people who do not have the word of the Most High.
I was appreciative of
that. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
No man shall comfort you. Like we talked about FEMA in the military. When these people start dying, the military is not going to comfort you. They're going to kill you. They're going to shoot you.
Straight up.
Yeah, their job's going to be to go out and take you out.
They're already doing practice rounds about that in Texas, Houston.
Hey, for you brothers and sisters out there to think that you just going to get raptured or whatever, hey man, that's a sad song. Get ready for tribulation. Get ready for it. Man, are you ready for it? Those brothers who are by themselves in this truth, they claim that you don't have to get with no school or no camp for anything. Hey man, you by yourself. You by yourself. It's going to come down to the brotherhood during that time.
And also those camps that have this saying, we ain't affiliated with nobody else. Let me tell you something. When that day comes, you're going to join whatever camp, whatever brother follow this truth you're going to be able to find. You ain't going to wait to see your people.
Right.
Because every camp ain't deep in every state.
Right. And it's not even about that. It's about brothers.
It's brotherhood.
The truth. Brotherhood.
Right. Brotherhood.
But if you already got the tools, see the thing, this is what's special about schools and camps. You develop tools on how to deal with brothers.
That's the heat.
That's what you learn. And so, say that do happen when famines hit the earth, and you run into another brother in the truth. Now you exemplify those tools that you once did. You know how to treat the brother. You know how to deal with him.
Right.
But if you ain't never had to deal with a brother, you're going to deal evil. You're going to treat him like somebody in the world.
Right.
How can you love your brother if you're not willing to work with him?
Exactly, man. So that's off. Go ahead. I mean, we are LIONSROAR with the S. Not by itself. It's not just lion roar.
We all lions.
You know what I mean? It's plural.
Right.
Come on.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Verse 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth, and to sow it. The trees shall get fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them?
This is after all the people are gone. This is when everyone is dead, and then the earth refurbishes itself.
That's
It starts to regrow again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For all places shall be desolate of men.
See that? All places shall be desolate of men. Why? You think all those men just going to die from one explosion?
Nope.
It's going to be men killing men in that day.
For the lack of bread.
For the lack of bread. Go ahead. So this women's movement, even with these women ruling, you're going to have to look for a man, because men automatically, when they see a woman in this type of environment, it's prey.
Pray.
You're going to need a man to defend you. I don't care if he's a little man, a big man, he is going to be looked at as a threat. George Jefferson looking man,
Right.
he's going to be looked at as a threat.
That's right.
And the scriptures tell Christ, Hamashiach, said you cannot overcome a house unless you take out the strong man. You know what I'm saying? And then he can take over the whole household. So you women are going to have men.
Get in some order, man.
You know what I mean?
Get in some order, man.
Right.
No matter how I
But
feel.
that's what they don't understand nowadays.
No matter how I feel.
That's why this whole world right now is set up for failure, because of the way it's going. These women are set up to believe that all they got to do is go and get their jobs, make their own money, and that's it. They lost the principles of what a family truly is.
Natural uses.
And the generations that's been spoiled, there's been like 8, 9 generations. The women now, they have been spoiled. They don't know what the actual way to have a family, or be with men. They don't know the actual way that men are supposed to be over the household. So everything is messed up right now. It's set up for failure.
Let me get the scripture real quick.
Change
Yeah.
Pick it back on what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
You mind?
Yeah.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
That's not how you do it, man. That's not how you do it.
And get this. We're reading this, and Hamashiach hadn't even came yet.
Man.
He hadn't even came yet. Keep reading now. 26.
Verse 26. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left.
Of a city that should. Now just look at a metropolitan city like Oakland.
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Now imagine you ain't seen nobody in forever, but there's only 10 people in the city, and one might be way over there in East Oakland, one way over here in West Oakland, one way up in the mountains,
Y'all ain't even
one over by the marina. Y'all ain't gonna see each other.
Never.
You're going to desire to hear his voice.
It'll be like the movie Legend. Remember the Legend?
I'm Legend.
I'm Legend.
Talking
like that.
mannequins and dogs.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks. Verse 29. As in an orchard of olives upon every tree.
You can stop right there. Jump down to 31.
Verse 31. Even so, in those days shall there be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword.
With the what?
With the sword.
The sword is the gun, right?
That's right.
There's going to be 3 or 4 men that's going to team up. Like, look, man, I got the front. Yeah, they're going to go in the houses looking for food.
That's Mad Max. That's that Mad Max.
That's what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, I need to watch
The scriptures is telling you. Where do you think they get these movies from, man?
Right.
Scriptures.
Right.
This is coming.
Yes.
This is coming. That's why I said it's a time for love. We're at the abundance of our wealth right now in this country, America. They're at their abundance of wealth right now. They control everything. When it falls, this is coming.
This is ugly.
Didn't the Most High say?
Ugly.
This is ugly.
This is like the bottom of the bottom.
Hell no.
And you know what? And my sister, she's so-called Christian. I try to bring it, I try to share the truth with her, which she did listen. But when I asked her, well, when I told her I wanted to bring some out of Revelation to her, no, I asked her if she ever read Revelation. She said, no, I don't, because it's too scary.
It's a damn scary book.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you, most people who say that, they heard it from somebody else. They heard it from somebody else. They heard it from somebody.
No,
I
I
gotta say it's scary.
Listen to this.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what my mama told me when she was back in the world. You know, she in the truth now. Back then, she said, "Oh, make sure you read Revelation with a pastor." Or something like that, because that book is crazy. You know, it's like a curse on that book. You know what I'm saying? She told me she didn't understand. You know, but she in the truth now, though. So
read 32. Yeah, man. So I mean, this is what's coming.
Verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough.
Right. So you look at the ivy. This ivy is trimmed back almost every day. Public Works goes and they trim down the ivy. They go on the freeway and all that. People don't think that, okay, so you think California is being dry and everything? Ivy grows on itself. It don't need a lot of water.
Right.
It will take over the whole city.
That's right.
If it's not manicured. And see, people don't realize that. They commute and do all that every day. You leave the city alone for even a year, the trees will take over this whole city.
Hey, hold on. Hey, real quick. And they show that in movies. I Am Legend, they showed it then. Remember how New York got destroyed? It was a bunch of bushes that grew all over the buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That's what's coming.
That's why they have to lay down cement anywhere that they take over, because they know that if they don't lay down cement to stop the natural growth, it'll grow right.
Ivy is a nuisance. I mean, if you want it to be clean, ivy will cover everything. And then it gets so big, it's like a monster. It starts to squeeze whatever it's wrapped around until it breaks it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta maintain it, because you can't grow it. Some people on the back east, they do have it on the side of their home.
Right, that's what I was saying.
The older homes. But you gotta maintain it. You can't let it just let it grow.
Yeah, it will take over.
You know what? And it's funny, when I was working in construction, I was working with his brother, and our job was to pull that ivy off a building, and we had sharp instruments, tools, so I'm thinking we finna just snatch one off. Man, I took my instrument and I yanked at the ivy and they pulled it from me.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, it didn't come off like I thought.
Well, it's interlaced. It's interlaced so many times where it's like a rope. It's like a big rope. Yeah.
That junk, man.
Yeah, you ain't gonna just tear it down like that. You have to burn it or cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it.
Read verse 33 out.
Verse 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms.
Right. The women ain't gonna have no brooms to protect them. Go ahead.
The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Yeah. Because a man in that day is gonna be a threat, you know, to other men. Especially if he doesn't have
more precious than
understanding of the Most High. He's gonna be a threat. The first thing you're gonna be looking to do is kill him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Their daughters shall moan, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. And their husbands shall perish of famine.
Come on.
Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack.
There it is again, that word slack. We read about that earlier. So he said the plagues draw near and are not slack. Meaning it's coming. That's why I said watch.
Watch. You're going to see it.
Watch.
Right now.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when it comes? He's sitting back laughing, doing one of these. Rubbing his hands together. When it comes, these people are going to cry like babies, man. You know what I mean? So we got to be ready. Keep going.
And when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, with which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
They slack not a moment. Keep going.
Christ.
Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Right.
And the world shall mourn, the world, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Oh, my people, hear my word.
Hear my word.
Make you ready for battle.
How you going to make yourself ready for the battle?
Not read one
Works.
Revelation.
Works and keeping his commandments and believing in the Son. Go ahead.
And in those evils, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
As a pilgrim. Right?
I need to study the pilgrims.
I got the definition of the word
Bring
pilgrim.
it out.
It says a traveler or wanderer, especially in a foreign place.
See?
Mm.
So that's what we have to be, like pilgrims in this truth.
That's
Like,
what Esau is.
like in the book
Ready
of,
to move.
like in the movie, the book of Eli. Was he not a traveler?
That brother was a
He
pilgrim.
was a pilgrim. That's what a pilgrim is, to travel. Not to kill the Indians, who are God's people, but be pilgrims with the Most High's words.
And it wasn't no coincidence that it was a Jake, though. They put that in there on purpose.
And believe me, brothers that's in the truth during this time, you're going to be out there condemning them Edomites. You're going to be a threat.
Oh yeah. Give me 2 Ezra 16. Give me the 69th verse.
Oh, this is right here?
Yeah, 69th verse.
2 Ezra 16, verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Right, they're going to be confused and not understanding. Go ahead.
For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That's us. That's the Israelites.
So what does that mean? That means that all these, remember we read about the 3 and the 4 men going in houses?
Hey, look,
We're going to be the ones that they're going to be looking to kill.
martial law.
They're going to hate us. They're not going to be coming to us to look for prophecies and look for things from us. They're going to be coming to us to look to kill us.
We called it.
Yeah, they're going to be like Highlanders.
Highlander.
They're going to be like Highlanders looking for us. Go ahead. And guess what else? They're going to have the mark of Satan.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
They shall be like mad
See
men,
that? Go ahead.
sparing none, old or young, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
That's what they're coming to do. They're coming to destroy us. Even in those days, when it was just 10 men in the city, you're going to be very valuable. And people are going to be tripping, man. Give me...
Can I finish this out? Because the next two verses are important too.
Go ahead.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't be in your house stocked up with all
Like
food.
I said,
you know what I'm saying?
you ain't going to be able to be in the house.
And
That's
this
why
is-
we tell these people, look, man,
Ain't no point.
yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in your house, be in your house the first 30 to 60 days. After that, bail out.
This is what you need right here.
Yeah, I mean, you better start eating rice every day. It's your
See,
portion.
You know what though? Esau is doing that big. They stocking up, but they also got ammunition because they know you coming.
Yeah.
And they got aim. And they kids big
But
tracking.
it's
See,
only
but
so
see-
much ammunition.
But see, the Most High put that spirit in them for this. You see what I mean? They have that spirit that the Bible's talking about right now. But we are not preparing that way. How are we preparing? This way.
This way.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why there's got to be 2 and 2. There's got to be one that's going to be hunting us down,
Good is set against
and it's
evil.
got to be us who's keeping the words. So that's why I've said, you know, you can try to be Christian like Israelites, trying to get together like churches and stuff like that. But no, we gotta be hard nosed about war, man.
Right.
War is coming.
Right.
War is coming. Don't look to just get saved and beamed up and stuff. Get ready for war,
We got to
man.
face our great
Oh,
tribulation
shit.
too.
Endure to the end.
Endure to the end, like Psalms 116 says, man. We gotta be ready to go. We gotta be ready to go.
Put it all in perspective.
Yeah, this is the reality of it.
If you look at it, man, during like all of the forefathers that was in captivity before us went through it way harder. Tobit was out there burying people that was dead people cast over the wall.
And that's
We
reality.
had to go
Don't
through
look to be beamed up, man.
that.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I know that's what we've always taught, but look at the reality of it. Christ, Hamashiach, still hasn't came yet.
Still,
Still ain't came yet right here. He's coming.
we still ain't got our spiritual power right here.
Yeah, he still ain't came yet.
Damn,
though.
that's crazy.
But guess who's here? Fighting for us. Guess who's standing up for us?
The spirit.
Michael.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right.
Right?
Okay. Right.
Give me
right.
Daniel 12 and 1.
Right. Right.
Who's standing up for us?
Man, can I try these two last
Hold on, let's get this right. We'll come right back.
Okay.
Give me Daniel 12 and 1.
I ain't even think about that.
Why do you think Michael shall stand up against the people?
Daniel 12:1.
Yeah, Michael's a warrior, man. Micah Allah. Daniel 12 and 1. I gotta remember, man, the scriptures, man. This is important. This is important to your salvation.
That's right.
Interesting. Does this Daniel 12:1 dealing with Michael the archangel? Does that go with when it says there was a war in heaven? And they talk about okay.
Yeah. So the war is gonna be here.
Right. Yeah. This represents heaven. Right.
Right.
This rules the ship. Wow. These Christians think it's something going on up in the sky.
So what is it? The military is still there, though. The military is still there. They ain't went nowhere. The military eating. That's why he says when he comes back, he's gonna go down to the bottom of the ocean, down into the graves, right? In Amos chapter 9, it talks about that. Read that real quick. Daniel 12:1.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up.
How's he gonna stand up, IQ? How's Michael gonna stand up? How does that happen? We talked about this with Satan. How does Satan stand up against King David? What did King David do wrong?
He counted the number
Counted
of children.
the number of
of
children.
Israel.
He counted the children of Israel.
He counted.
Right.
So how's Michael gonna stand up? What is he gonna do?
Protecting the children of Israel.
Well, what is he gonna do? He's gonna bring our case to who? The Most High.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's how he's gonna stand up.
Right.
He's gonna bring out, hey man, this guy's doing good. This guy right here, protect him, Most High. Protect him.
Keep them alive.
Yeah, keep him alive. Right? Michael's gonna stand up. Man, I can't take this. This is your people. We gotta save them.
We gotta help them.
Right. Hamashiach ain't even open up that. He ain't even king yet. Right? When Revelation it tells you when he's coming.
And that's way at the end.
That's way at the end. Go ahead.
Man.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince that standeth for the children of thy people.
See that? He's gonna stand for us.
He ain't stand for the other nations, right?
No, for us.
No, that's what I was making the point.
What you just said don't make any sense because what we just read in 2nd Ezra, it says that they're going to attack those who fear the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I had to bring this out because Michael's going to stand up for the children of Israel. Come on.
That's that Christian doctrine got to go.
Uh-huh.
And there shall be a time of trouble,
See that?
such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Uh-huh.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
That's when we're going to be delivered. When we go through this tribulation.
That's right.
That's why we got to go through this, man.
Wow.
We want to be beamed up.
Right, Jacob.
So he said, blessed are those more than those who had already been delivered. Because the 144,000 are going to be delivered.
Right.
You know, they're going to get beamed up. But the rest of the multitude, he going to take them. Well, I'm going to show it to you. Y'all don't understand the description.
I do.
I'm going to show it to you. Like he said, he going to pull the multiple people. There's times that he pull each one. It's like 3. He said, well, he said 1/3. But out of the 1/3, he going to pull them in 3 different sections. All right? Keep going up.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Ooh. Go ahead.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Stop. So let's go back to the scriptures where we was in Ezra. 2nd Ezra.
I'm right there. Which verse you need?
Where you left off at?
1654.
I was at 72.
72.
I was
Go
at
ahead.
72.
Oh, okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
See that are written in the book.
That's why I want to get them too. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Come on.
Hear, O my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid.
Be not afraid. Go ahead.
Never doubt. Neither doubt.
Neither doubt. Go ahead.
For God is your God.
See that right there. Boom. You stop right there and move on.
Can I?
You got some precepts?
Yeah, I got one more thing.
Bring it out and we go to
What was that last verse you just read?
the
75.
Yeah, 75.
You know, this is why we gotta, we're gonna be pilgrims on the earth. It said, for the strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods.
Call the precept.
Oh yeah. 2nd Ezra 16 and 46. For the strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in the captivity and famine shall they get children.
Right.
And verse 45 says, and therefore they that labor in vain. For those who try to still plant up things and try to, if you're not trying to be a pilgrim and keeping it on the move, you're doing all that in vain. You're trying to fortify your house. You got to keep it moving through all this.
Yeah. So when we look at that, like we were just speaking on the multitude, so I want to show y'all how he's going to pull the multitudes. So we already know about the 144,000 that's going to be pulled, right? So I want to show it to you in 2nd Ezra. Let's go 2nd Ezra 13, chapter 13 and 1. Read 13 and 1. This is the first wave. The Most High got 3 waves.
Oh yeah.
He got 3 waves. All right? Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea.
Wait a minute, we just touched on that earlier, don't forget. Remember he said in Revelation 7 that the angels were going to hold back the wind.
Until the servants are sealed.
Right. And then who's coming on earth?
Yahushua.
Yahushua. So he's coming as a wind. Our military.
Destruction.
Right. Which goes along with Matthew 25 and 25. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof.
It moved all the waves. Come on.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
See, that's the wind. He's coming hard. Thousands upon thousands of angels.
That's right.
Come on.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
See that? Go ahead.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Like as the earth filleth when he filleth the fire.
Okay.
And after this I beheld, and lo,
that's that nuclear war going on. Go ahead.
There was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So who is that? Who is that multitude right there?
That's in the battle.
That's Revelation 7. Give Revelation 7 real quick. So this is the first wave. Revelation 7, read verse 4.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 4. And I heard the number of them that were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
See that? Go ahead.
And of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
So it's going to go on and on and on with the tribes at this point, right? So go to Revelation 14 and 1. And read to the 3rd verse.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the mount of Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's names written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping.
Remember he said he moved all the waves in the water.
Right.
Come on.
And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their lamps. Verse 3. And they sung it as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
Which were redeemed. This is the first multitude that gets redeemed. Go back to 2nd Ezra and read chapter 13, verse 5.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the men that came out of the sea.
See how that linked up right there?
That's right.
All right, come on.
Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it.
The government. Right, come on.
But I would have seen and seen the region, my bad. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
He couldn't see it at that time where it was going to be. Come on.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
These are the militaries that are going to fight against them. That's the first multitude. Now I'm going to show you all the second multitude. What you got?
I saw Star Wars yesterday before Shabbat came in, and there's a scene at the end, right, where Luke Skywalker steps out onto the field and is in a face with the whole entire military of the opposing team. And he's just standing there, and the dude is like, everybody, he's afraid, but he's trying to put on a persona. He's like, everybody, open fire on this man. I'm telling you, this man was getting shot. Luke Skywalker was getting blasted up and down, totally destroyed. And then at the end of the smoke, he was still standing there and put the whole army in fear. They was like, how the hell is this man still standing there?
That's like
I was like, that's crazy.
That's the scriptures, man. That's the scriptures.
Man.
So let me show you the second multitude. Give me 2nd Ezra 13 to 12.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 12. Afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and called unto him another peaceable multitude.
Another peaceable multitude.
Verse 13. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry.
Right there. So that second multitude is not the 144,000. That's the Judah. Remember in
What is that?
Read 12.
Isaiah
11. Yeah, Isaiah 11, 12.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
All right, so now he's about to set up shop to grab Judah, right? Judah first.
That's right.
Judah, Benjamin, and Levi first. So, but he's going to pull Israel and Judah, those who change, on the second wave. You know what I mean? Those who change, because it's going to be a multitude, right? He's going to pull those from the four corners of the earth.
Yeah, Judah got thug it out, man.
And that's not talking about the 144,000.
No, 144,000 was what we just read the first time.
Okay.
This is the multitude. This is a multitude, right? So there's another multitude when you go to 2 Ezra 13:29. Read that.
What is that?
11 and 12, y'all got it right. The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come, when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another. One city against another.
Wait a minute. So this is going into what we had just read.
That's right.
In 2 Ezra, we talked about the people going against the people in different houses. And, you know, go ahead.
One city against another. One place against another. One people against another. And one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, when the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared.
Then shall my son be declared. See that? So basically what he's doing is, the 144,000, they're the first ones who are waking up. They're the first ones who are alerting the people. They're the watchmen. They're waking everybody up. Now when the 144,000 leave, what's the multitude going to do? What they going to do when they see the 144,000 leave? Oh, where'd they go? Where the hell they go? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the leaders.
Yeah, now they going to get right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, we got to get right. So then when those brothers and sisters leave, the ones that are left behind are going to be more blessed than those who left. Then they're going to get right. They're going to remember how they got delivered. Right. Boom.
Yeah, I can prove that right here. I got something from Revelation.
And all of that is 1/3 of Israel. That's crazy.
I got, here, bro. And this, you know, brother saying when this is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But this got to happen. And
Why is he putting three multitudes in the same chapter?
Into 1/3.
Yeah. Why is he breaking it down for you in one chapter? How come he just didn't say, I'm going to take all the people at one time? How come he didn't say that?
To weed out those who really want it.
Yeah. I mean, he could have took everybody at one time.
Right.
So he's going to really test some people's spirits. He's going to test them. Now, the Most High don't test you, but he's going to challenge you. You know what I mean?
I got something, man.
Let's read this and then we go there.
What's up?
Read it on down. 29. Where was you at? 31?
Right here, I'm 32.
Okay.
Hosts, I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.